G here from Golden Thread Tarot. How are you doing today? I'm here to bring you a pick a card channel message. Actually, I hope this message finds you blessed and full of abundance. And as you can probably tell from the title down below, we are doing you versus the person you are manifesting, the person that you are aligning with. Okay, so we are working on we are talking about the person that you are working on aligning yourself with into, okay, or aligning yourself with. Now this could be friends, this could be family, this could be a lover, this could be a a person that might introduce you to a job or something like that. All right, it can be a number of things. We only have 2 piles today. Okay, so just think about yourself, think about the energy, think about the energy that you are wanting to align with and where you're going in your life right now, and then pick your piles. Okay, so let's get into it, my loves. Okay, so for our pile 1, we are going to be using my intuitive deck to pick from today. Okay, so for pile 1, we are doing this picture right here. All right, and then for pile 2, we are choosing this picture. Okay, my lovelies. So we're just going to be doing some tarot cards and an oracle deck for you guys today. We're going to do all live shuffling, all right? Thank you so much for being here in advance. Thank you for all the likes, all the comments, all the subscribes, everyone who is doing all the wonderful things for the channel, okay? I just wanted to say that right quick, and I will see you lovelies in your piles. Hello, pile 1. How are you lovelies doing? Okay, so you guys got this card. So for me, this is like my pathways card. The pathway might not be the most like bright or the most understanding pathway forward, okay? But it's like see the light inside of, you know, like this light right here is the focus where it's kind of casting this little bit of shadow over the pathway, right? And so it's like the pathway might be a little more complicated than you thought, or it might not be exactly what you thought, or it might not be exactly who or what you might have thought that you were aligning with, but it is the way forward and light is shining your way there. Also, there's kind of this sense of maybe you could be blinded by some certain things in your life, maybe by limiting perspectives or who or what you thought this person was going to be, okay? But it's there. It's coming about. It's coming about. Okay. So Spirit, let's do this. You versus your person. Oh, wow. I'm just dropping things on the ground. Okay. So let's get some cards for this person that you're aligning yourself with. Okay, so I just heard soulmate. So it's definitely soulmate energy that you could be definitely lining yourself up with. Okay. Okay, and the maiden hair, the virgin card might come out possibly. This maiden hair is standing out to me. But let's see. Let's see the card that you get for your person. Let's get some intuitive message images about your person and where they are currently on the journey to coming into alignment with you. Wow. So this person could be going through some really serious like tower moments right now. Yeah. This person could be going through, yeah, okay. So this person is going through, okay, this is good though, because this person is bringing purity into their life, right? They're bringing some kind of purity into their life. They're cleansed. Wow, look, they're getting into the flow. They're cleansing, right? They are definitely, they might be being led by their intuition or being led by spirit forward, right? The path might be a little foggy, right? And look, oh, I can't even hold on to it, right? They're definitely getting rid of it. Their spirit guides are trying to show them their way through any kind of fog or any kind of confusion that they're going through right now. But their spirit guides are, you know, are making a way forward for them, right? They definitely might be experiencing some kind of dark night of the soul or experiencing some kind of setting or the end of a certain situation they're going through right now. So they're definitely closing out a dark cycle or a dark time in their life that was full of like confusion and I'm not sureness kind of energy, right? But they're definitely getting a clear view on that and they are purifying this energy, right? they are purifying this energy and kind of releasing and letting go of this kind of confusion energy. So they are working their way through that right now, right? Well, that's good. Let's get more about who this person is. Okay, God. So this person could be finding God or could be finding their path moving forward. Benevolence and compassion, recognizing the eternal force within yourself and others. Yeah. So I really feel like this person is really finding their spirit. They could be finding their spirituality. They could be, I'm hearing reinventing their spirituality if they come from a very like specific or very like harsh or very like narrow-minded religious background. Okay, possibly they could be kind of reinventing that and kind of pushing themselves to see outside of the box of that, right? And for others of them, I really feel like they're introducing themselves to that kind of God, praise, love energy into the world. They're kind of opening up their spirituality and really opening themselves up to that. I really feel like it's kind of like where it's like if they were a type of person, they were probably the type of person that was like, yeah, there's probably God, there's probably spirituality, and yeah, I believe in God, or yeah, I believe in something, yeah, I believe in a cosmic force out there. I do, but maybe perhaps they weren't like walking that pathway, or they weren't like seeing that because of this kind of darkness they were going through. And I really feel like they could have been, if they have already gone through awakening, they've had tower moments in their life, right? They are going through that dark night of the soul and finding that purity and that cleansing energy that comes on the other side of that right there. And I really feel like that's where they are, because they're showing me kind of like when you go on your awakening journey, you have this moment when you first start awakening and you have this bliss, right? And it's like boom, like you shoot way up here and you're like, oh, the world is so beautiful and oh my gosh. And then you start seeing all the things that yourself, that your past, all the traumas, all that starts really being like, right, as that light, that bright light is shining, the light starts shining on like your traumas and your shadow, and you're like, oh my God, no, not my dark night. And you kind of start doing this, and then you start realizing, then you kind of plateau for a little bit when you start realizing, you go into hermit mode and you start realizing, okay, this is happening for a reason. The things that happened in my childhood or the traumas I went through in my past, they happened for me to learn a lesson from them. Okay, I'm starting to see the working, start seeing the thread, start seeing, okay, I can let go, I can forgive, I can start doing that. And then we start coming back up, right? Then we dip down in that dark night and we start back up on that uptick of, okay, let me reassign those paradigms in my life. Let me search outside of my boxes. Let me push myself beyond that. Let me start seeing and putting those feelers out there. What's really out there, learning and searching and consuming some content and learning, well, you know what? I don't want to consume this sort of type of stuff. And this really, this person is like finding what aligns inside of themselves with their true self now that they've gone through that dark night. Or they're kind of like, for some of you, they're not like just going into it. They are coming back out. So for some of them, they are just coming out of that dark night and really starting to find that purity and burning away that kind of like that confusion energy, right? And I really feel like for most of them, they are on that climb back upwards, right? They probably have been in a dark night for, I'm not sure. It feels kind of like a situation where if you want to put it in like months, years, weeks kind of terms, they would be kind of like it on closer to like the weeks to months term, and how far they're coming out of their dark night, right? Because they're like, okay, they're really starting to see, okay, that was really holding me back and I'm letting go of that. And okay, they're breaking, they keep showing me kind of like this person, and they're like, they're breaking out of their shell. So they're kind of like tossing it to the side, and they're like, okay. And they're kind of like, oh, it's bright. And like, oh, can I really, am I making it out of here? Right. That's what they're kind of showing me that, right? They're like, I'm making it out of here. Like, I'm really kind of starting to find my way. Like, okay, like, yeah, like, cause right when that light gets shined on our shadow, it blinds us for a little bit. Right. And then we're kind of like, okay, I can find my way through this. They're not quite at the place where they're like soaring and spreading their wings and like going and like, being like, yes, but they're kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of, I'm working my way through it. I'm really finding that. I'm finding this benevolent compassion and energy for myself and for other people around me. I'm really accepting my awakening. I'm really seeing the like what I was going through, right? So they are a little bit in this confusion energy as far as where exactly they're like, okay, I see it, so where am I going to take this, right? They're in this session where they are aligning with themselves and really asking themselves, okay, like, do I want to make a career out of this? How does me, you know, how does this new traditions that I'm creating for myself, how does this look? How do I apply this to my everyday life? Am I meditating every day? Does this apply to my diet? Does this apply to how I take care of my body? This applies to my friendships and my goals in my life and in my career and where I see myself. It's all kind of realigning, and this person's kind of shaking it all out, right? But they are focused on the more benevolent compassion, and recognizing that within other people as well. So they are not in the stage where they are like, everybody's my enemy, like when you're in the dark night, right? They are in the stage where, okay, I can see other people, I can see other people for the purpose that they served, and really what they were doing for me, and the lessons I was learning from them. Because I'm getting that they might have had a lot of people around them. I'm getting like, they're showing me like people's mouths, and it's showing me like people talking, but then they're showing me people having like snake tongues. So it's like people are like, doing all of that kind of energy, where they realized they had a lot of people that were whispering really negative things in their ear, really keeping them like, and not just in a way where it's like, oh, these were really toxic, negative people that were around this person. Yes, look, detective, right? They're in that detective mode. Like I said, remember, they're doing their research. They're looking, great powers of observation and intuition, desire to seek out the truth. Exactly. So that's what they're doing right now. They're like putting in the work to be like, okay, what am I doing? How do I apply this to my life? Who can I trust? Who can I not? Who really developing their intuition, developing their discernment, and developing a new type of spiritual sight that they have now, right? They could have really got on this other side of the dark night. They could really be waking up a lot of like spiritual gifts inside themselves, or spiritual abilities, and they're like, shit, how do I make this work, right? How do I make this work? Look, gambler. Okay, willingness to follow intuition even when others doubt you. Look at that, right? And I had the car, right? The car with the foggy window, like you might not know exactly where you're going, but you're following your intuition, right? And they're learning that they had a lot of people around them that were feeding into that really dark energy, that really kind of dark, you can't do it, no, subscribe to the limiting beliefs kind of energy, and this person is waking up from that, right? And that's where this person is right now. Definitely. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this person is learning to have their independence, right? Because they did definitely have a lot of people around them that were like kind of like kind of energy, right? And they're learning how to look elsewhere, right? And they're also learning what certain things and what certain mindsets and what certain belief systems they were putting themselves into, and how they really didn't see the truth of those certain beliefs, right? Those certain beliefs and those certain mindsets, and they're kind of like, no, I was investing in things that were shadowy, or things that were actually illusions. I was investing in illusions, right? Now this person is unblocking their way forward, and although it's like they're taking that mindset, making those choices that they were, it's like, okay, so there's a combination here of taking the blindfold off in certain arenas and leaving the blindfold on in others, right? So this person is really this person could literally be really waking up to, okay, this person could have been a very 3D person. They could have been a very facts, things I see in front of my face is the only way I know how to move forward, and that's it. And they're kind of shifting over to okay, I will start believing these signs and these symbols, and they're researching it. Maybe they're researching angel numbers, or they're researching, occult things, they're researching that, and they're kind of like, oh, there's really something kind of to this. Like, oh, I am really seeing this. Like, oh, snap. Like, they're showing me like somebody like lifting up a rock, and like seeing all the little like critters and all the stuff and all the life that's like hidden underneath it. And they're like, what? Like, wait a minute, there's like a world within a world that I didn't exist here, right? They're also showing me like tide pools. So it's possible this person could really like nature. They could like exploring like different types of animals, or different types of life out there. They could be discovering that they believe that they believe in life beyond human forms, right? They could be discovering, they're like, oh, I kind of actually believe in, and they could be, oh, star seeds. They could be discovering a star seed journey. Okay, so they could be like, oh, and they could be kind of opening up their mind to like past lives and things like that, and they're like, oh, this is so deep. Like, wait a minute. They're showing me that meme of that guy that's like, oh, you know, the guy I'm talking about. They keep showing me that where they keep like lifting up rocks and they're like, what? Like, is there something under the, oh, they're kind of like, wait, all these things. They're taking off blindfolds and all these other places and making decisions and making choices in their life, but the decisions that are allowing their intuition and that gut instinct and that spiritual guidance to really guide them forward. So they may, so it's like taking off the blindfold while also leaving it on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they're kind of showing the blindfold here. They're like taking off the blindfold, but being guided in a different type of way, right? See how this person is like walking the tightrope, right? Walk, but they're doing it blindfolded because they're trusting. See the stars, all the stars back here too, right? They're trusting the spirit guidance and their intuition. They're learning how to really trust their intuition and really believe in this kind of stuff and really start investing in it, right? Yeah. Ooh, yeah, get into it, spirit. I love that. Look, your person is in a good place. This is a great place. This is rediscovering that. They're feeling like flush in my cheeks. They're really flush in my cheeks. So this person is really discovering that the kind of like, wow, the beauty in the world and the magic in the world. And they're like, oh, there's all this shit out there. Like, and I really believe in it, right? Because sometimes we can go through that moment where we get kind of where we feel very unstable in our dark night, when our rugs and our foundation are being snatched out from underneath us and we're like, where are we falling, where am I going? And you start clawing and holding on to certain things and you're doing it in the dark and you're like, what the hell is happening? And I'm realizing that certain ways that I thought and certain things that I did and my job and certain friends and family members and all this other stuff and stuff that happened in the past that means something different now, and oh my god, right, this person is kind of washing away. And now they're showing me somebody like standing, letting like the water, like in the shower, like wash away, wash away, wash away. Yeah. Ooh, okay, what was that? Okay, no, that's that's uh Santa Claus. You know, on Dasher, on Dan, and now dash away, dash away, dash away all. They showed me that too. So maybe it's kind of like rediscovering that some things that they believed in their childhood is like, whoa, magic kind of does exist. Like they're kind of like, oh wow, like, and finding that and feeling that again, right? That's a really great place to be. That is a great, great, great place to be, right? That's beautiful. And it's complicated. It's complicated to be going through all of this, right? But this person, they're doing it, right? And their spirit guides are guiding them and they're listening to them and, you know, all of that. Okay, so let's see where you where you are. Okay, wow. Okay. Wow, you just want to talk about yeah, so you're on this ascension journey as well. Okay, you're on this ascension journey as well. Unlike this person, I feel like your path is a little more, is lit, right? It's lit. Like, look at how bright, and you can see what you know, as opposed to this pathway right here where it's kind of like in the shadow. You're kind of like, what's happening? This path right here, it's lit, it's bright. I feel like you're definitely higher in your ascension journey than this person is, right? You're kind of doing it. You're doing it. You're going down it. You're probably like, yeah, I'm here. Like, yeah, I've been through this, right? You're finding out how to really ground yourself and root yourself, right? And also to here with the maiden hair, right? You're finding this new foundation inside of yourself. You're really establishing that. I really feel like you've gone through this process already, and now you're kind of finding you have gone through that process, right? So in the process, we wake up, we go through the bliss, we go down to the dark night, we work our way back up, and then we reach, as we go back up, we reach another plateau, right? That's like, okay, right? Because you go through so much awakening up here, up here, up here, up here, and then then your spirit guides have to go, okay, now ground all this into reality. And I feel like that's where you are. You have done the thing where you're like, ooh, head in the clouds, space cadet in the clouds. You're like, oh, the world is such a crazy place. You know, and then you're like, okay, ooh, like, let me come back down, let me ground myself in this body. You know, you're like, and trying to maintain that very much so, like crown meditation, like, oh, like into the stars, into the cosmos, like, oh, that's crazy, you know. And now you're kind of like, okay, now kind of ground that back into reality, right? You know, ground that into reality and find a good balance between the two of those, between the world, you know, yes, the world is a magic place. Now bring that magic to life and manifest it into your life, right? Found that grounding and, you know, It's like, okay, you're learning, you're like, you've already done the research on the angel numbers and on the occult stuff and all that stuff. And you're not just in the situation where you're just now learning about it. You're in the situation now where you're like, okay, yeah, I'm getting it. And now I'm seeing how to practically, I'm doing the practical steps to put that into my life. I'm meditating every day. I'm doing my yoga. I'm visualizing exercises. I'm, making manifestation jars. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm putting the practical effort into combining together that spirituality and the practical side of my life, right? I'm opening that business, or I'm starting that my career path that's kind of involving this kind of stuff, or I'm establishing my career while also setting up side gigs of doing all this spiritual stuff, finding, okay, like, I get it. It's part of my spiritual destiny. I'm really just I'm drudging forward into, I'm not just kind of just trying to sit there. Both of these are very important. All of the parts of the journey are important, right? And you're also, right, you're setting up that foundation. We talked about that, getting grounded and setting up that new foundation for yourself, right? And you're also learning how to really do this really kind of like inner child, like lighting yourself up inside, really doing that kind of like, like the world is a really beautiful place, and finding out how to really ground that into an adult process, an adult mind process, right? And doing a lot of reflecting, right? And a lot of marrying energy inside of yourself, and kind of coming into alignment with like other people that really think the same way that you, that are walking through the world the same way that you are, dipping, and you're not just tipping your toes, and you're really getting in there, right? I really feel like the two of you, you're marrying each other in a way that you're just at different stages, but you are marrying each other in ways where you're at a certain stage and you've both hit that kind of not plateau, but you're both at that same stage where you're like, okay, I'm figuring out how to adjust to this new upgrade that I've just gone through, or kind of like allowing this new upgrade to come in and kind of associating it and getting used to it and getting used to the water and being like, yeah, ooh, okay, and yeah, I can get where I am. I can see where I'm going. Okay, okay, I get it. 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 Okay, so they want me to do this, and then they want me to just pull from the top. Okay. Ooh, you might really be adjusting your heart chakra, okay? Doing some heart chakra work in this situation here, okay? Where you are learning and allowing and concentrating on opening up yourself, and draw from the bottom, okay? To clarify, yeah, is that 7, right? Learning discernment about your heart chakra, maybe you're learning how to let down boundaries around your heart chakra, because you're learning like, okay, maybe you're learning like your dark night affected you as you're like coming back down, right? Your soul body might be kind of rejecting a little bit, kind of fighting against this coming back into your 3D self, because you're like, no, I want to stay up here in the namaste, everything's all peaceful and beautiful, right? I want to stay up there. And your body's kind of like, okay, it's time to kind of ground and do all that, and you're kind of like, no, I don't want that. I just want to stay up there where it's all safe and beautiful and I feel protected all the time and everything's all great. And your body's like, okay, it's time to kind of now ground all that beauty and all that love and all of that and manifest it into your 3D self and in your body, into your surroundings around you. And you're kind of like, your guys' spirit guides must talk to you a lot, kind of like my spirit guides. They must talk to you a lot through like memes, or they're showing me like that meme of Drake where it's like, and then it's like, yeah, that meme, and they're kind of showing me that where you're kind of like, where your spirit guides are like, okay, now put it into practical things and manifest it into your life, and you're like, and then they're like, keep fantasizing about the dream world that you really want, and you're like, yes, I feel comfortable there. And spirit's like, no, no, no. One more. Okay, thank you. Yeah. So I definitely feel like you're definitely narrowing things down for yourself right here with this. So if there was any like confusion or any like, oh, where should I go? So many options, right? I feel like you definitely got into the sense when you were up there in the ether, you were like, look, they're showing me kind of like branching options. Like, I could do this and I could do this and I could do that, and I'm interested in this and that and this and this and this and that, and you're like, oh, and right, so you're kind of like, no, I like it when it's all just in theory and it's all kind of up in the clouds and abstract, and ooh, that's the place where I can just and just sample all this other stuff, and your spirit guides are like, okay, now bring this down and kind of focus it, and you're like, no, I like it all abstract and in theory, and you're like, no, not time for any of that. It's time for you to, because it is confusing. It might not be confusing your spirit self, but it could be possibly confusing your 3D self. Like, which avenue do I take? Which person is right for me? Which avenue is right for me? Which way should I go forward, right? And your brain is trying to really kind of balance out that. You really could be rewriting old paradigms into this new kind of like higher self, like, ooh, the world is full of obstinate possibilities, and they just keep showing they just keep showing me. Okay, I don't know if you guys play The Sims, but I play The Sims 4, and in The Sims 4, there's Sims 4, excuse me, there is this meditation tool in The Sims 4, and if your sim reaches a certain number or like a certain skill level in wellness, they will just like be meditating, and they'll just suddenly start like levitating, and there's like all these rainbows and everything that's like all around their figure, and they're just like, oh, and it's kind of like they're showing me that, where it's like you're so used, your soul self, and you're so used to being so abstract and so like up in the cosmos, and just like all the swirling and all of this, and your brain and your body is like, hey, I need you to kind of ground some of that and mix the two of these together, right? And your soul self is kind of like, I don't, and then your body or your 3D self is kind of like, you need to calm down with all of that, and your soul self is like, you need to open your mind up, and it's kind of finding that kind of like kind of friction there, and learning how, like, you are in the process of learning how to kind of meld those together, right? So spirit is saying, you're kind of learning how to ground that, right? How to ground that love energy, how to ground that endless possibilities, ever flowing love and endless possibilities that are just up there in the ether, and learning how to ground that into this 3D, right? Yeah, your spirit guides are saying it doesn't just have to be a fantasy. It doesn't have to be abstract. All of that beauty you can see that in your real world too. But you might have a tendency to fantasize about it, because in your fantasy world, like, everything is possible. But spirit is saying it is possible to bring that fantasy to real life and see it in front of you. But your old paradigms or your old limiting beliefs have been like, how do you do that? You can't do that. That's not what we do. You can't do that. Oh, and I just realized I didn't pick these cards for you. You. Where are you at on your journey right now? Where is the collective at on their journey right now? Where is the collective at on their journey with this person they are coming into alignment with? Don't be shy. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Block. You're kind of blocking out some of the things that spirit is telling you really need to work on, or this is an important part of your journey, and you're like, I don't know, right? Student. You're really in this student mode too, this learning. Also, I'm sorry, I got so wound up in talking about this that when I was talking about your person, remember how I was talking about, I noticed on the back of the deck, you might have saw it, you can go back and pause it, the rebel card was on the back of the deck, and I meant to mention that there was like this rebellious spirit coming inside this person, not in like a, yeah, fuck this, but it's kind of like, no, I'm really rebelling and learning how to do things differently than I did in the past. Okay, so that just came back up. Thank you for reminding me that. Look, and shapeshifter on the back of the deck as I'm talking about that, right? And look, as I'm talking about this, look, mystic. You're in a very mystic, like very like high vibrational mystic. Like, I want to stay up in the ether. I want to stay up in the possibilities. You might really, your dream state might be really crazy. You might do a lot of like astral traveling and things like that. You might travel to other dimensions and things like that in your sleep. So when you wake up, you're like, oh, this again, this reality that's not all the magic that I want it to be. Like, ugh. And so spirit is saying, like, you need to really face this part of yourself, right? And to understand you can. Things are shifting around for you. Look at all the different versions, or the different parts of yourself that you are like combining all together, right? Skills at negotiating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. Spirit is saying you are this manifester, right? And see how how your higher self up here is like all in the stars and all in the cosmos and all that stuff. They were showing me that, right? Your crown chakra is all up there in the stars and the cosmos and playing this deeper game. See that kind of like checkered, playing this deeper game of soul alignment and all of this stuff, and then you are trying to integrate that with your lower self, or with not your lower self, but with your 3D self, with your material self, and your material self is like, that's not real, and your higher self is like, yes it is, yes it is, yes it is. There are some old paradigms that are needing to fall away, that are needing to shift, but your 3D self is very much so kind of rejecting that, right? Because you're like, maybe you were told a lot growing up that, like, no, like, you need to grow up, you need to get over it, that whole fantasy magical thing, get over it, that's not how the world really is, that's not what the world really is, let that go, move on from it anyway, grow the hell up kind of energy. And like, your higher self is trying to rekindle that spark inside of you, right? Trying to rekindle that childlike, like, no, like, all these fantasies, they can be real, just stop focusing on fantasizing and focusing on really materializing. Like, they're showing me the I think it's new moon in Taurus, or is it full moon in Taurus? No, it's full moon in Taurus, and the Moonology deck, which is your dreams in a practical plan. They keep showing me that, right? Putting your dreams into making practical plans based on your dream world, based on these dreams that you want to manifest into this reality, is really what they're showing me you really need to be working on right now. And I'm seeing that that's a really big, like, oh, look, right? Because I was just talking about that Taurian energy and the opposite side, right? Because I was like, is it the full moon or new moon? Because one of them is prosperity lies ahead, and the other one is, your dreams need a practical plan. And look what came out. Midas Miser, right? Like, you are so incredibly abundant right now, and Spirit is trying to tell you, with all the energy that's flowing around you and all this creative, just like, so you can either subscribe to this miser, this limiting belief, right? Or you can subscribe to this Midas, entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything into gold, right? Delight in sharing your life's riches, right? As you give to the universe, it gives back, and there's just free exchange, and everything's all open, right? And your higher self is trying to tell you, get into it, and you're perhaps maybe a paradigm that you are really shifting out of is kind of like a scarcity mindset. Okay, it's like a scarcity mindset or a poverty mindset. Okay, or like a survival mode. No, I am always have lived paycheck to paycheck to paycheck to paycheck, and that's just what life is. Life is always struggle mode. I'm always on the struggle bus, right? And maybe perhaps you're like, nah, f that, right? Your higher self is trying to tell you that's not the life that you really are living, right? That's not the life that you are really destined to live, right? So focus on that, because that's exactly what is blocking this from coming in, right? You're sitting there going, I don't see it in my 3D, I don't see it in my 3D. And because you're focused on the fact that you don't see it in your 3D is exactly the reason that you don't, right? Because you have all the amazing creative capability, right? They showed me how brilliant your mind is, and how just crazy tapped into the ether that you are, how crazy tapped in you are to the cosmos and all this cosmic knowledge and all of this, right? And Spirit is just saying, if you will stop blocking it and see it as reality instead of trying to see it as a fantasy, it will become your reality. It is already reality. You just have to acknowledge that it is. Engineer, look at that. Engineer, you are crafting your reality, right? You are so powerful right now. Spirit is just saying, allow yourself to craft that. Allow yourself to really look up things on like scarcity or poverty mindset, and really learn how to really evolve yourself beyond that. Yeah, because with this miser energy is hoarding money and emotions, obsessive fear of losing your wealth, or obsessive fear of losing it. You hold yourself back from doing it because you're scared that you won't have it, because you're scared that you'll fail. Please also, I'm not sure what in what order I'll be releasing it, but if it hasn't released yet, keep an eye out, and I will try to tag it when I remember it. Keep an eye out for the don't like the conditional versus unconditional life, don't let that spark die out. Definitely go watch that channeled message, okay? Because it for sure is for you. If this, if this is your pal, this is for sure you, right? And honestly, like, either one, whoever you identify yourself as being, either one of you, go watch that, right? Go watch that, because it's very possible, because I could say this is you when you could actually think, well, actually this that you said was my person actually sounds more like me. That's also possible too, right? Yeah, you might have dealt with a lot of like bully energy in your in your past, right? Um, conceals deep fears behind verbal or physical abuse, right? You definitely could have had that very obsessive fear mindset, or lack mentality, or survival, instinct, or poverty mindset, scarcity mindset. You could have had that bred into you, from like I said, you saw your parents or something like that struggle, live paycheck to paycheck, and that's just the way you know how to go through life, right? But spirit is saying that you are supposed to break that pattern, that you are going to break that pattern. Oh, look at this. Monk or nun. Selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. Yeah, spirit is saying connect with us, right? Connect with us and let us show you the way forward, because it's there. You are incredibly tapped in here, right? You are incredibly tapped in. Ooh, dilettante. Look at this, right? Dilettante. Spirit is saying stop blocking this, right? This whole, you could do this and you could do that and you could do this and you could do that. You see that as a negative. And it's not. How is seeing that you have endless possibilities expanding out in front of you, that you could do whatever you want, and whatever you put your mind to, you attract money and you attract wealth? How is that a negative? You have been made to feel like that is a negative, and it's not. Having all these crazy possibilities is not a negative, but you have been guided, or you have been taught to see it as a negative. Like, no, narrow yourself down and just pick one thing and just do it. Who cares if you don't like it? Spirit saying, nah, 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 nah. That's not the way. That's not the way. This is not the way, okay? This is not the way, okay? Delights in the arts without having to be a professional. Alert you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. Exactly. Dive in, right? Dive in. You don't feel like, oh, well, I have to go to school and I have to be so, and I have to, and I have to. You have everything that you need. So stop doubting that, okay? Stop doubting that. Okay, and I would give that same advice to you or to your person, okay? Stop doubting that. You have everything that you need to do that. Wow. Okay. There's had two more. Look at this. Look at this. Okay? What did I say? You are, okay? You are destined to live that Ten of Pentacles lifestyle. You are destined to have this. You just have to allow yourself to have it, right? It's all about the mindset that you choose to subscribe to, right? You are, look at this. You are subscribing. You are actually working against yourself with that self. I talked about that in that reading too. Working your way out of any kind of self-saboteur behaviors or mindsets or fear or lack mindsets, right? That's this lacking. Spirit is saying, we are working with you. We promise we're helping you. We're guiding you. But, you just need to work on that, allowing yourself to be. Just allow yourself to be. Love yourself and allow yourself to be, and see that you're already doing it, right? Allow yourself to be is what they're saying. Just allow yourself to be, because who you are naturally is this person. It's giving me very like Empress energy. You are naturally that person. Just allow yourself to be that, because you have been investing in things, right, that are not giving back. So investing in this, all focusing on all the things in the past that haven't worked out, focusing on all the things that are happening right now, that it's like, oh my God, that's not working. Oh my God, this is not working. It's not helping you, right? It is not giving back that energy that you want, right? So drop this and let this go, right? Have this single dedication to yourself, and to this journey with spirit is taking you on, right? It's gonna take dedication. It's gonna take that. It just is. Spirit saying, not that they know that you have this energy inside of you. It's just time to get moving. The Chariot. It's just time to find that balance, right? It's that balance between your shadow and your light self. It's time to, and I feel like both of you, you're very much so marrying each other. You're just at different places in your journey. Yeah, lots of tower moments, and like lots of tower for you. For this person, it's both, actually, for both of you. Yeah, for both of you, it's this tower moment in reverse of letting go of old mindsets that no longer serve you. You're both doing that. You're marrying each other highly, just in different places and in different ways about different things. But you're still marrying each other. Your journeys are very much so marrying each other. So you are very much so getting into alignment with this person who is going through the same, just different ways, right? But you're going through the same things in concept, just the details are different, right? The details are different. And time, both of you, I really feel like, are letting things go right? You're letting things go, especially around any kind of sense of that fight. There's that Five of Pentacles, feeling like that lack. Just 1 second. I had to I had to plug my device in so it didn't shut off on us, right? Whoop. So definitely, right? Absolutely. New foundations are coming in. This might be a kind of like a, ooh, what's happening kind of time, right? But you're settling into new foundations. It might feel uncomfortable, but that's just the way, that's just the way forward. That is the way, right? That's just the way forward. So both of you are moving forward, changing. Both of you actually, I'm feeling that this person over here, them or this, whoever this person is over here, okay, the first person we pulled for could actually be really I feel like this person, whether or not that's you or your person, is really changing a lot in your mind. I feel like this person over here, the first person we pulled for, might literally be changing locations. They literally could be moving or could be changing. I'm hearing immigrating. Okay, so that could be happening. I'm not sure if they are, if what's happening right now in the world and kind of like with our. Like in the kind of eastern part of the world, if that is kind of affecting what's happening to them, and I'm sorry if it is, or if it's just kind of changing around the world. I'm really seeing something about the world and the world climate right now is really, has really got this person where they are literally changing locations, where they are moving and changing spaces. So as they are changing, their mentality is changing. That is being reflected in their exterior world through actual movement of their body, right? Through movement of their physical place, their home, where they are staying, where they reside. I'm getting that they might be leaving their home country and going to stay in a different country with friends or family or relatives, to find some kind of like peace. Now, this might have nothing to do with what's happening in the world right now. This could just be about their personal issues. It could be about, things that are going on with their friends and family, detaching away from some of these snake-like people that we were talking about, right? They are reestablishing a different foundation for themselves through literally establishing a different home and a different city or a different country, different state, something like that for this person, okay? But all of this is happening exactly right on time. So that's what Spirit is saying, is all this is happening exactly when and where it's really supposed to. So just have that faith and that understanding in yourself, okay? Okay, no, Spirit saying that's it. All right. Thank you so very much for being here with me today, Pile One. Okay, I really enjoyed your reading. This was really beautiful. Both you guys are in very beautiful states of being, right? You're in very important parts of your journey. Well, all the parts of our journey are important, but both of you are in big transitional moments. You're very much so mirroring each other in a lot of the energy that you're going through right now. Definitely so. All right. Let me know if this resonated for you down in the comment section down below. Okay. Thank you in advance to everybody that subscribes to the channel, who shares, who likes, who comments. I really appreciate you guys. If you feel guided to check out any of my other readings or check out the other pile in this video, you are welcome to. Okay. If you feel guided to any of my other readings, please, you're welcome to do that as well. Also, if you are guided to donate or tip to the channel, the link for that is in the description box down below. Okay. As well as if you are interested in any of the decks that I use in this video or any of my other videos, that is also listed all the way down in the bottom of the description box down below. Thank you guys so very much, and I will see you next time. Bye, lovelies. Hello, Paul 2. How are you doing, lovelies? Okay, I don't know why I wanted to say hi. This is G from Golden Thread Tarot, but maybe you guys are new to the channel. Welcome. Okay. Also, before I started, as I was tapping into your energy, okay, you guys chose this card right here. And as I was tapping into your energy, I was hearing the Doja Cat song, Get Into It, Yeah. Right? I was hearing that pop out of the cha. Get into it, yeah. Okay, so I heard that part, right? Get into it, yeah. Yeah, okay, anyway. So I was definitely hearing that. So I mean, this card right here, usually the intuitive messages that I get from this card is definitely like there are some things in the way. So there might be some blockages, or there might be some distance in between you and this person, okay, that's stopping you from really seeing what the view, right? Because right here, it was like, oh, there, you can tell there's such a beautiful sunset going back here, but all these trees are kind of obscuring the view. So there might be some things that you're not seeing. There might be some realizations that you're both not quite getting, or there might be some tower moments that somebody here, that either one or both of you are kind of avoiding going through. There also might be some energy of the two of you just kind of not seeing eye to eye. They're showing me the King and Queen of Swords. So you and this person could be kind of on the outs, or you could not be talking. Communication could be blocked between the two of you, or there could be some kind of other energetic blocks that are kind of just stopping. Yeah, and as I'm saying that, my throat chakra is getting like this tickle in it. Excuse me. Yeah. So yeah, I really feel like you might not be talking to this person, or you're just not expressing how you really feel to this person, or this person's really not expressing how they truly feel to you, okay, about the situation. So we're gonna get more into it, okay? But that's what I'm really getting out of these cards so far. Yeah. So we're gonna tap into your person first, okay? We're going to tap into your person. Now, also, like I said, from pile 1, you are welcome. We're going to have two piles, right? On this side is going to be, we're going to pull for them first, right? And then you second. But like I said, you could have mirroring. You could share a bit of both of the energy for both of you. Or I could be saying, oh, they're feeling this way. But could you be like, that's the way that I'm feeling? So allow whatever these energies, to mix and match, or to fill in how it fills in for you. Okay, so that energy came out really hard and fast, right? This person might be being a little aggressive about what's really happening here. Okay, let's get into it. So here with the morning glory, there is a new opportunity or something new that's coming to this person, okay, who on the them side. There is a kind of like a dawn of a new day sort of type energy happening. I'm also getting that this person might be, that some parts of them might be kind of participating in some kind of like toxic positivity or something like that, or you might feel that way about this person because you're like, why are you just looking at all the positive things when clearly it's like there's something you're not seeing here. Like, yeah, you might be looking for the sunshine, but think about all the trees or something like that. It's kind of like it's like one of you actually might be seeing things like, I feel like you guys are seeing opposite directions. Like one of you is looking really close at a situation, and the other one is looking really expanded at the big picture. Some of you, one of you is really close to the situation, looking at all the details and really hyper analyzing everything that's happening, and the other person is kind of just like, oh, whatever's happening is happening. Yeah, I kind of see it. Yeah, it's kind of there. Like, okay, and they're not really giving me that that one side of the perspective is any better than the other one. You're just seeing things from the opposite perspective, right? So this could be the person that's really kind of looking at the big picture, or the kind of look, it's kind of like, yeah, they feel kind of like, okay, yeah, kind of whatever, yeah, what happens, laissez-faire, kind of, hands off. I'm kind of just whatever happens, I'm focusing on all the good positive things that's happening, right? And that's it. That's all I'm really paying attention to, is what I'm kind of getting out of that morning glory card, okay? So here, this person is very purposely making a decision. This card always reminds me of the Two of Swords card as well, right here with the Two of Swords. But this right here card is also reminding me, like, see how this right here, this person is really, this is like really close. I was like, I just want to see the sunset behind it, but all these trees are in the way. Look right here. This person has kind of like either stepped way back, or they've stepped into the trees and stepped and looked through, right? And now they're seeing the situation. Now they're seeing the pretty, I'm hearing rose covered glasses. So you might feel like this person is looking at the situation through rose colored glasses, or you might feel like this person is, or you might feel like, yeah, either this person or people around this person, or you might be kind of like putting those things on that person where it's like you're not really seeing the truth of this situation. But this person is making a very purposeful choice to just like look at all the good things in the situation, or to just look at all the good things in the situation that they're going through right now, and that's it. They're making that choice to just see the beautiful view and just enjoy it for what it is. Okay, so that's where this person is right now, and they are kind of like they're cleansing out and transmitting a lot of energy right now. So spirit is really pushing me. If you are the type of person that is not seeing eye to eye with this person, that you cannot see this way, spirit is saying that this person is making a choice to see it this way, because that's the way they need to see things right now. This is what's helping them to kind of get to shore, right? I took this picture, and like the shoreline is like right outside. You can kind of see like the trees and stuff being reflected on the water, and it's kind of like this person is kind of like trying to get into shore. They're trying to get in from out to sea. They're trying to find that safe harbor. They're trying to get into shore, right? And they are seeing things the way that they need to see them right now to make it back to land, to make it back to safe and dry land, to find their stability out there. They've been out at sea, and now they're just kind of really, they've been through some really rough things, some rough waters, and now they're kind of just appreciating that they're making it back. Like I'm hearing like land ho, right? They're just kind of like, thank God, I have just got to focus on all the good positive things that are happening in my life right now, because I just can't. I just can't with all of the other things that I've been going through. I just need to focus on something else. They might feel like that this relationship was full of a lot of trauma, or this relationship was full of a lot of things, and they're like, look, I've just got to focus on myself right now. And this is definitely being reflected here with this Nine of Pentacles, right? They are just like, I got to worry about myself right now. I got to focus on myself right now. I got to focus on something else beside all the drama or all the chaos or something that was happening in my life. And this person has made a choice, an active choice to be like, check out. I've checked out of all of that. I got to go over here. Like, that's just what I have to do. And that's what this person is kind of doing right now. That's where they are right now. Between the two of you. And I really don't feel, I feel like you might be an energy where you're like, no, that's not the right thing to do. But this person is doing what they feel like is right. What they feel like they need to do for their mentality, for their health, to keep them like afloat. But there is some things that this person is kind of like here where they're seeing the signs, see the way through. There are some things that this person, it's like, if you don't allow the light to shine on your shadow, you might not be seeing all the things possibly that you might need to see, that you might need to work on. So this person kind of feels like they're like, nope, I'm not doing this. I'm not dealing with this. I'm not going to face this. Like, I just can't. It's too much right now. I've got to focus on something else. And and that does not mean that this person won't come back to this situation, or won't come back to this when when they have transmuted some of this dark energy out of their life. Okay. But they were just like, I can't handle the heaviness of what was going on. It's very possible that you or them or they or just life in general was putting a lot of heaviness on them right now. And that, yeah, that, yeah. And they were just like, I can't, nope, I can't do it. Not gonna do it. Bye. I'm gone. You know? So that is kind of the feeling. They're not, Spirit's not giving me a very, like, I feel like you feel like this is unfair, or you feel like this is not quite what needs to happen. But Spirit is just saying they're doing what they feel like they need to do right now, whether or not, and Spirit's kind of just giving you the advice to kind of just accept. We can't control how anybody else handles any kind of situation, or we can't control how anybody else sees a certain situation. We can't force people to see things from our perspective, and it's not our job to, and it's not our right to either. We can voice our side, but if people choose to unsubscribe to that, or they choose to believe something different, like, you just have to accept that and let it be. And I understand that sometimes it might feel like this person is kind of, nope, I'm just not gonna listen to what you have to say in this situation. I'm just not gonna listen to what you have to say in this situation. And you're like, but let me explain. And they're like, nope, it's bullshit, I don't care. And it can get very frustrating. But Spirit is they're kind of showing me like where all you see is this person going nope, and then Spirit's like it's like they're showing me a camera, and in the shifting perspective, and this person is crying on the side of the eye, just being like, I can't, like, I've been too hurt, or you've hurt me, or it's just I'm dealing with so much, and I just can't deal with that right now. Like, I hope that you understand that, but I'm just having to do this for myself right now, right? And so from both perspectives. Spirit is kind of like shifting me from both perspectives, and it's like you're just looking in opposite directions. You're just seeing things in the opposite corners of opposite realities right now. But Spirit is saying that, you know, there's validity in both of your sides, or both of your opinions, or both of the ways that you're seeing things, right? So like, you know, Spirit is asking you to be understanding of that, right? And I'm not saying that you're not being understanding of that. You know, I'm not saying that you're not being understanding. I'm just, Spirit is just saying that Spirit is just like, there's validity in both of your feelings. Both of you are doing things that, and are seeing things from a certain way because, you know, for reasons, right? They might be reasons that are unknown to each other. And it's giving me this very much so where the two of you might have been in a space where it was very much so like, you, no, 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 you. And then you both just went, oh my God, I can't handle this. Or one of you, this person, or whether or not that was them or that was you, you just went, no, I can't handle this. And then you were like, just left there pointing, and then you were like, but wait, I don't want to be by myself. Wait, please pay attention to me. Wait, I'm sorry that I was doing that because, and this person is just like, nope, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And you're just kind of like, shit, like now I feel unheard. Now I feel like I'm doing this all by myself. And Spirit is saying that other person felt the same way. You know, that other person felt exactly the same way. Okay, so let's get some more information on this person. Okay, rescuer. Okay. Provides strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward, or assumes that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. I really feel like this person, they could be kind of in the middle between these two, because I wasn't guided in any other times to read both of them, right? I definitely feel like this person over here could be the feminine energy, or could be the person that resonates more in the feminine energy, but let it resonate as it does for you. I've just seen like all these feminine cards here, right, that are being represented, that this person is pulling for themselves, right? Or this is resonate, or they're in the more feminine energy right now. And I really feel like at some point this person is kind of looking for, not, I wouldn't say necessarily this person is looking for a rescuer. In the past, they might have been putting that unfair pressure on you, or you might have felt like it was unfair pressure for you to be their rescuer. And then you were kind of like, no, no, no. And then this person was like, okay, I'm going to go rescue myself, or okay, I'm going to go find somebody else to rescue me, or okay, I'm going to go focus on something else that's going to provide this kind of need here. But I really feel like this person is feeling like this emptiness inside of their heart chakra, and they're out there, going out there, really searching and really looking for what's going to fill up that space for them, right? They might be the type of person that has in the past really been the person that kind of takes in the kind of like hurt baby bird kind of energy. And then they were looking for that energy themselves and in themselves. And I really feel like, I also feel like this is a lot from your perspective. I really feel like it's like maybe perhaps you were like, no, no, no. And then when this person left and took their energy, you were like, you very much so felt their absence, right? The absence of this person who has checked out is very much so being felt, right? I really feel like they are both both of you are feeling the absence from each other's lives, right? But I really feel like this person is like, okay, I'm gonna have to go out there and find that thing that is providing me this that I feel, okay, this person has realized I feel empty, and I need to go fill that up with something else, right? I need to go find the space, or the thing that's gonna help me to heal, right? I need to go find this that's gonna fill up this part of myself, right? And I really feel like Spirit is kind of indicating to me, and I'm not trying to just roast you on this, right? But Spirit is indicating to me that with this different perspectives, you might assume this person, like say if this person was an ex-lover, you might assume that this person is going to fill up their space with falsities, or self-righteous behavior, or oh, you just want to fill yourself up with all the good things out there in the world, and you don't want to address all the things that are fucked up, kind of energy. Or oh, you just want to go out there and date another person, and that's how you're filling up yourself. And it's possible, I don't know your situation, this is a group, it could be possible that you see this person out there filling up filling up that space with other people. It really gives me this sense of you judging this person, person in a way where you're making assumptions about what this person is doing, because I don't think that you have a very clear view of each other. You don't really have a clear view of each other's. You both think very differently, and you view the world and you view this journey and you view what the situations that you're in very differently, and you're both making assumptions, or at least you are making a lot of I think you're both making assumptions about what the other one is doing and how the other one is feeling, and you're not doing that shift in perspective as much, right? You kind of both checked out. It's giving me kind of like a feeling of like this person came to you, you checked out, then this person checked out, then you try to come to this person, but now they're checked out. It's giving me this very runner chaser kind of pull push dynamic that's happening there, where you come together and you both tend to just be like nee, 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 and then you go and then you miss each other and you kind of get pulled, and then you're like no 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 no, there is a lot that needs to be healed here, right? And I think that's what's going to help the situation, right? I feel like one person is really making a lot of assumptions about, right? Because like I said, there was a lot of viewing of, oh, you're just looking at all the bright things, and yes, they could be, yes, they could be participating in some kind of like, I just want to pay attention to the good things right now. But it's very possible too that that person could be doing that because that's what they need right now, right? We make a lot of assumptions based on what we think would heal us, and we assume that's what would heal other people as well, and that's not always the case, right? Sometimes people are in very different places in their life at different times, right? And we have to respect that. Not everybody's going to see everything from our perspective, and not our way is not the only way. And I feel like both of you were suffering from that my way is the way kind of energy. And it wasn't like, oh, let me see this person from their own perspective. Let me see their actions and why they're choosing to do the things they are doing from their perspective inside their mind with the things that they've been through. Considering, let me put myself in their shoe, considering the space where they are in, considering the way they were raised, considering what they're going through in their life. Maybe like, and if you had done that, maybe if both of you had done that, you would be able to see each other's perspectives a little bit better. But there was a lot of triggering energy here, I feel like, between the two of you, that really stopped you from really seeing the view, seeing it uninterrupted, virgin. So this person here, okay, maintaining the symbolic purity of spirit and heart. Yeah, like I said, this person, although some parts of them fear of intimate union are, some parts of their shadow self are being triggered, and they are kind of running away from love, or running away from certain things, but they are trying to find this, symbolically have this purity of spirit and heart. They are trying to find this thing that is trying to awaken them back up. They are trying to find this thing that is right with all these hearts, right? This person is a person who very much so wants to fill in this gap in their heart, and they're out there trying to search for different things, inside themselves, inside the, what they're doing for their life, how they're taking care of themselves, what they're doing. And they are really trying to find that thing that's going to, that's really going to help them find that, right? I really feel like in the past, this person might have put a lot of pressure on you or on one person to be that, right? You might have put that kind of codependent energy on each other, where like, oh, the person that I'm with, or the person, because I'm getting really strong like relationship vibes, or really really close friendship vibes, or possibly even like sister vibes or brother vibe. I'm getting more like sister vibes, if family vibes, right? Or somebody who's just really really close to each other, right? Either really close friends, sisters, really close cousins possibly, or family members, or a lover situation here, right? It's like I was looking for that in you, and I feel like that's what you got used to. That's the vibe you got used to. But I really feel like this person is trying to change and trying to see things from a different perspective, trying to handle themselves in a different perspective. And I think that both of you, I feel like both of you are doing that, are seeing each other. It's like I only see you from the person you used to be, right? You used to just fill this space up with all the bullshit, right? That and I feel like you're making assumptions about that person is probably still doing that. When I really feel like this person is trying to find themselves and really trying to heal this spot inside themselves, right? They're really trying to heal any kind of part of their heart chakra, or do this healing work that they are trying to do. They're just doing it in a different way than you expected, or they're doing it in a new way, in a sense, like, since you haven't been privy, or since you haven't been exposed to their energy and their new life, maybe perhaps you're still seeing yourself, right? You're still seeing them as this person. I really feel like you're doing a lot of projecting onto this person. I'm gonna be honest with you, right? Like, I gotta be honest, like, almost this whole thing has been told from your perspective. It's, well, it's like, well, this person is finding themselves and they're kind of concentrating on they're participating in toxic mentality. Okay, well, they're trying to clear out the way, and they're trying to make their way through it. And, well, I'm not supposed to be the one filling up your hole. Okay, that's the way. But I'm not supposed to be the one. But I don't feel like, I feel like in the past, yes, I felt like this person could have been looking for that in you. But I'm really, the honest truth is, this person is really changing a lot of that. And it might be hard for you to see this person in a new light. Right. And it could be hard. They too, also, that might be why they're like, you know what, no, you know what, no. And you're like, you know what, no, please let me explain. I'm trying to. And for all, and like I said, all you see is the person going, nope, 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 nope. You know, so on their side, they're being like, nope, you're just an asshole. Nope, you're just this, you're just that, you're just that. And you're like, I've actually changed. Please allow me to explain myself. Right. And on their side, all they see is the old person trying to swindle their way back in, or trying to lie, or something like that, where it's like, no, there has been a break in the trust in this relationship. I can say that for sure, right? And I definitely feel like with this Fool card here, I feel like you're both trying to hide the fact. I feel like you're both doing this. You're both wearing this mask of being happy, while underneath it, you're both actually really sad about things that happened in the past, right? And I definitely feel like, but I definitely feel like this feels more like this person is trying to put on a brave face and kind of just carry on with their business, even though they did have a heartbreaking moment. They are just trying to carry on. And I feel like you are projecting a lot onto them of no, they must, it's not like, to them it's like, I'm putting on a brave face and just trying to go about my life. And for you, it's like you're faking it, and you're faking, you're not really real, and that's not really how you actually feel. And it's like, whoa. It's a little bit like, whoa. And I'm sorry, I'm really not trying to keep, but I can definitely feel your energy really making those leaps and making those assumptions about what this person is doing, based on either one, your own perspective of the situation, which I can understand, but Spirit is really guiding you to see, to really try to focus on seeing this thing from another person's perspective, to think about the situation outside of your own brain and outside of your own perspective, right? Yeah, there's a lot of like villainizing that you're doing. You could, like I'm saying, I really feel like you're doing that of each other. You're not seeing the clear picture here. And Spirit is saying that neither one of you are seeing each other from like a very clear perspective of what's actually happening. We could get to your side and I keep talking about that, and I could see this person could be doing that same thing back to you, right? We're just on them right now, right? Or you could, as I'm talking, you could be like, no, that's not what's really happening. No, that's not how they really feel. Well, if that's how you really feel, then maybe this isn't your reading, right? That's how you really, really feel. Maybe that's not your reading. Or maybe you're being a little narrow-minded about how you want to view this person. And like I'm saying, I definitely feel like this person is doing the same thing back from you. Neither one of you are, it's like, I just keep seeing somebody being like, no, you're still that old person, even though they have changed and they have grown, right? No, you're still that old person. And it's like continuously seeing each other from the it's like highlighting the toxic sides of each other and not acknowledging the light sides of each other, not acknowledging the soul growth that could be happening when you're not in each other's lives. And it's kind of like, oh, well, that just, this old version of them is just the only version of them that I know. But I really feel like in each other's absence, you've both done a lot of growing, and you're not really the same people that you were. But because you're not really in each other's lives, all you see is this old version of each other, right? Okay. Yes, there was child eternal was on the back, and child magical is right here, as well as lover and priest. This person is really trying to connect to their spiritual side. They're really trying to connect to their passions, to devotion. They're really trying to move on. You might be kind of like, because you might see this person kind of moving on to have other friends or other relationships or things, and that's kind of giving you that kind of like scorned kind of look, like, ugh. And I understand that. I'm not trying to just light you up, but I can definitely understand this when you feel when you see someone that you wanted to behave, you know, you maybe perhaps you wanted them to behave a certain way when the two of you were together, or and now you see them moving on and developing and changing and maybe giving to other people or giving other things to other people that you wish that they would have given to you. It can give you that kind of heavy feeling like, damn, like, but spirit is saying, see it from the perspective of, at least this person has changed, at least they have grown, right? At least they're really trying to commit, and at least they're trying to commit to somebody else, or at least they're trying to move on to somebody else, right? You might feel like this person is doing it in kind of a fake way, like, I know they still love me, and they might still have feelings for you, or they might really miss you, but I'm really getting the sense that this person is just really trying to do what they think is best for themselves right now, right? And you could be trying to do that same thing too. Child magical, seeing the potential of sacred beauty in all things, the belief that everything is possible. Yeah, this person is really trying to capture that beauty, that closeness to spirit, and that kind of like loving, like, I love things, I love life energy. Like I said, I really feel like this person went through some really dark shit. They could have gone through that shit with you, or it could just be something else in their life, and they're really trying to avenge the spirit in their life right now. They're really trying to renew themselves and change and grow and really do what they need to do. So that's the honest truth about what this person is really trying to do. Yeah, wow, okay, yeah. So yeah, this person has definitely 10 of wands. They have been carrying a lot of burdens on themselves about a lot of different things. But I really feel like they are bearing that weight, and they are trying to learn how to start a brand new cycle. They have definitely started a brand new cycle with this world card here. They are trying to change and start new mindsets and start new understandings. They could be traveling. They could be experiencing new things with other people, right? They definitely do feel, like I said, they definitely do feel like they're coming out of a time of having putting a big weight on their shoulders about a lot of things. And this Four of Wands here, they're definitely trying to find that new home, that new foundation, that new sense of self inside of themselves, right? Tell me more about this Ten of Wands, please. Oh my gosh, that's a lot. Yeah. Yeah, wow. This person, yeah. Um, Definitely they've been struggling through a lot of things, as you see. They have had a big weight on their shoulders about certain things. But they are really focused on um yeah, they've had people lying on them or cheating on them or doing stuff, but they're really just trying to focus on all the good things. They are definitely also focused on their abundance and focused on, righting any kind of injustices that they've done in their life, or any kind of misjudgments that other people have made on them, or they made. I really feel like this is more like them. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, so I definitely feel like with this Ten of Wands that's happening here, is this person is definitely feeling um feeling I don't quite want to say burden, because I don't feel like this person thinks it's a burden, but this person is trying to heal, right? They're trying to heal from past trauma. They're trying to heal from misunderstandings, from misjudgments. They are feeling the weight of transitioning over. They're feeling the weight of this transition. They're feeling the weight of being right there at the edge and being like, okay, I'm about to drop this and I'm about to go into my new cycle, right? And find this. They are really searching for and really, right, like I said earlier, where they're trying to change, they're really trying to put this into work. They're really trying to change. They're really trying to find themselves. They're really trying to move on. They're really trying to heal. They're really trying to do what they need to do in this circumstance, in this situation, right? And I really feel like if there is no communication in this situation, that's very purposeful. And you might be feeling the burdens, like you might have tried to reach out to this person, and you might have found out that you were blocked or something like that, and you're like, what the hell? Why did they block me? Um, but this person, like I said, it's given me the very much so like I'm doing what I have to do right now, or this person's very much so is in the energy of I'm doing what I have to do to heal, to preserve myself, to keep my sanity, to do what I need to do in this situation. Hey, I'm sorry that you can't be up here right now. The look he gave me when I just set him down, he was like, what? He got so hurt. Sorry, baby. Yeah, so you might be feeling that way, right? You might be like, okay, I'm ready for this now, or I want to talk now, or I'm ready to open up communication now. And this person's like, nah, I'm good. Like, no, I don't want to, or not. And you're like, I feel like you might be hurt in this situation. I definitely feel like they're definitely, um, it's giving me very much so big energy that one person here wants to plead their case or wants to say, well, this was happening or that was happening, or, see things from my perspective. And one person here is kind of like, okay, I don't, not that they don't want to see it from your perspective, but it seems like they're very much turned inward right now. And they're like, look, I'm trying to work on me. This is not really about you. It's about me right now. And you're like, no, wait, I really want to address this, or I really want to talk, or I really want to open up. Like, I'm ready to do that now. And this person's kind of like, I don't, it's not giving me, I don't care vibes, but it's just giving me like, they're not getting the message. Like, it is giving me very much so like one person has the other person blocked possibly. And they're like, I'm really trying to talk to you. I really want to, there's this want, this thirst to be like, please listen to me. Please. Like, I see things, please help, please see things from my perspective as well. And this person's kind of just like, no. They're like, okay, yeah, I get it. But they're kind of like, it's like the communication is not getting through at all, right? So like I said, there is a block. There is a big block here of, in the past, seeing each other as the past versions of yourself and being kind of like, no. So the spirit's not giving me an indication that it will stay like this in this communication, or it will stay like this in this, right? But yeah. That's definitely kind of where it is. That's where this person is right now. This person is, they're just trying to kind of, they're not trying to hide. I don't know if this is you or if this is them, but there is an energy here where one person is like, you're hiding what you're really going through. You're smiling, but I know that you're crying on the inside. And it's like, so what? So what? So what if this person does deal with some things, but they're just kind of like, okay, I'm just trying to go through them, right? There is a lot of like assumptions being made about each other. A lot of assumptions being made about what each other is going through and what each other is experiencing, because there is like this block. There is like the view is cluttered, or the view is obscured, right? You can't quite see what's happening, really see what's happening on the other person's front. Okay, let's get into your energy. Okay. Yeah, you know what this is giving me? This is giving me like one person has a kind of pessimistic or realistic view, and the other person has an optimistic view. And like the both of you are like, that's not really quite reality. That's not how I want to see things. And the other one is like, no, I'm seeing reality. And this other person's like, no, I'm seeing reality. It's giving me this very much so like, neither, like, you just are very different. You see things from the opposite sides of the spectrum, kind of energy. It's what it's giving me, and that is causing like a block, and that is causing like a block in communication, a block in understanding each other. Thank you, Spirit. I was trying to figure out a way to say that, because I feel like I was kind of unintentionally roasting you, and I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to make you feel like I was roasting you. I was just feeling this kind of like, no you, no you, no you, no you, no you, no you, and like every single thing I was saying, I was feeling this. No, that's not what's actually happening. Kind of energy, and I'm like, whoa. I'm just telling you what's happening. Okay, so let's get on to you then. Let's get on to you then. And like I said, you can always, you might be feeling some of both of the ways. Let's get on to them. Where are they? Where are they in their journey? Okay. The Lush or the Empress card in reverse. So I feel like you might very much so be feeling a lack in your life right now. Okay. You might be feeling kind of a lack. I keep saying that. Okay. Yeah, I just keep getting that lack. Like, I don't have. Right. Maybe this is that kind of pessimistic mindset coming out. I definitely feel this like you were really ready for their energy to come out, but I definitely feel a very reluctant energy in reading your side of the situation. Oh, Spirit said no. Okay. Not no about no on the card that I just pulled out. Yeah, that's what I thought. They actually, uh, they pulled the meditation card at first, the finding peace card at first, and Spirit was like, no. And then I asked, like, what's the actual truth? And they pulled the actually direct opposite, and it's the confusion foggy. Things are foggy. Maybe you're trying to find you're really trying to find your way forward. You're really trying to find your way to this lush energy, to this Empress energy, to this, to this abundant energy, but you are feeling this lack of this energy in your life. And you're kind of confused possibly about how exactly to get there. Now, I'm not saying that has to be reflected in your finances. Your finances could be bad, but you still could feel like a lack of energy. And I really honestly feel like, it's not just this, but I really feel like you are definitely feeling the lack of this person's energy in your life. Like I said, with that kind of runner chaser dynamic, it was no, 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 very triggered by each other. And then when one person ran, the other person kind of like, wait, 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 don't leave. I see things, I see things clearly now. And then this other person's like, okay. And then you're like, no, no, no. It's kind of giving me that very like back and forth. Like every time you try to come together, it's like triggering. And then every time you kind of go away from each other, you feel each other's absence. But it feels like a very kind of like karmic cycle here where things are just not quite, you're just not quite seeing eye to eye in this situation. This person, no, this is you. Your energy, where are you? I'm going to pull one more so we have 3 and 3, please. Thank you. Okay, so you are trying to find your path forward. You are trying to find enlightenment moving forward. You are trying to find the light. The light is there and you are trying to find it, but you're a little confused about where to find it. Yeah, you could be going through a kind of like darkness area right now, or kind of like focusing on like the kind of dark or the kind of gloomy side of things. Yeah, you are going through an ascension right now. I just feel like you and this person are ascending in different ways. Like, I don't want to say necessarily you're ascending in different directions, but you're just ascending in different ways, and you're just at different places in your ascension journey. But you are ascending. You are finding the way forward. Things just feel a little bright. I really feel like the situation that you're going through right now is kind of a situation where you might have been going through that dark night energy. Definitely, like you were going through that dark night energy, you were feeling those clouds and the separation, and you were feeling all of that happening, right? And then you might have had a lot of anger. Maybe you had a lot of anger. Maybe you had a lot of projection energy that you were going through. Not that this person doesn't have projection energy. They're definitely projecting a very certain view of them, or they have a very certain view of who you are based on who you used to be, or what you used to represent in their life. Okay. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like you are trying to find your way out of this. You are trying to find your path forward. It might be a little bright. It might be a little blurry. It might be a little like I'm a little bit confused right now. You might be dealing with some energy that you're just kind of like, I'm not seeing exactly the results that I want in certain areas of my life. But yeah. You also might be having I'm hearing a tango, okay? I'm not exactly sure why they want to put it that way. But you could be having something like that you're doing with kind of generational energy, or kind of like setting up new roots or new foundations in your life. I definitely feel like you might be having some kind of family issues or issues with tradition. Yeah, as it's like I see things one way, my family or other people around me see things a completely different way, right? This is completely different. This is the same with a different exposure, with different spots. It's the same trail, right? But it's like me and my family. You could be battling with seeing with the fact that It's like when people look at me, all they see is this. All they see is the darkness. All they see is the shadow. All they see is this. But I'm more than just that. I know that on the surface, I might seem very confused and I might not see where I'm going, but I'm just trying to find my way. I'm just a person, just like everybody else, just trying to find my way, right? Like I'm really just trying to find my way. But I'm gonna be honest, there was a lot of anger energy that you are projecting towards this person that I feel like you should really work on, right? Because you two are dealing with the same thing. You're just doing it in different ways. This person is choosing to look at life in a little more optimistic. Okay, I'm out there trying to find the journey, trying to find this, trying to find that. And I feel like you are definitely feeling the absence of this person from your life right now. But I definitely feel like you are also doing some projection onto other people in your life, and that's the honest truth beside this, right? You are feeling this confused energy and you are feeling this lack energy, and you're saying, well, it's this person and they're doing that and they're doing that and my family's doing this and my family's doing that. Like, where is your energy in this? Where is It's a lot of finger pointing, it's a lot of everybody else around me is doing this, but what is your energy? What's your energy? In lack and in confusion. You know, you can see the way, but it's almost like you're choosing not to. I'm not exactly sure what that energy is. Like, I see the way forward, I see that there's a way forward, but it's almost like I'm choosing confusion. I'm choosing confusion. um and seeing things from a pessimistic mindset is a matter of choice. So yeah. Very close to the issue. I really feel like um both these people are very much so, like, remember what I said, right? One person was very zoomed out, the other person was really close in, and there it is, right? One person is trying to zoom out, and see this situation from a different side of the situation, right? This person is trying to, like, zoom out and get beyond the thickness of the trees and see things a little less thick or a little from a different perspective. And you're so close in here to the trees that you're so close trying to see the sunset that all you see is the bark of the tree, right? All you see is the bark of this tree, and this energy is causing confusion energy inside of you, right? So yeah, it is, like I said from the very beginning, some person is so close to the situation they can't see it. One person might be coming off kind of aloof or kind of above the situation, like, you know what, I'm not even going to address it, I'm not even going to deal with it, I'm done with it, it's whatever, it's whatever. And there definitely is an avoidance energy in both of these energies. There's an avoidance energy of, here it's, I'm just going to look at the good things and I'm just going to go on and I'm just going to move on and I'm just going to clear my hands of it. I'm going to address it. I've made a decision, I'm moving on. Oh well, oh well, oh well. No, I don't want to listen to anything you have to say. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. You're just that person that used to hurt me, or you're just that person that wasn't what I needed, and that's just that. Period. Wipe my hands clean of it. And you are more of a situation here where it's like, I am so deep in my emotions. I am so deep and so surrounded by this issue that it feels like it's really hard to see things from your perspective, right? Like I said in the very beginning, one person is so close to it and the other person is so aloof and so above it, right? And this person might be looking at you and saying, you know what, you're just so close, you can't even see anything that's happening. You don't even see my side of the perspective, so I'm just checking out of this. And this person is like, look, I'm trying to see things from your perspective, but my perspective is so around me and so in my head and so everything that I'm seeing right now that it's really hard for me to see. Like, what do you mean see the sunset? See the sunset? All I see are trees. What are you talking about? You know? And this person is on one side of the perspective being like, look at the beautiful sunset. And you're like, what fucking sunset? All I see is a tree, right? And so, like I said, there's validity in both sides of this story, and there's understanding that, you're both seeing things from the same, you're both seeing the same situation here, right? From completely different opposite perspectives, right? So while I feel like you are being very guided by your emotions, especially like anger and judgment energy, this person is very much so like avoidant. Like, I'm just not going to deal with it. I'm just not going to deal with it. And in both of these, right, clinging onto your anger to be like, no, I'm right, I'm not going to see your perspective, or saying, you know what, F your perspective, I'm just out of here, I'm running away. Both of these perspectives are not the healthiest way to be handling this situation. When there should be communication, you should be talking, but this person right here might feel the anger and stuff that you still have in the situation and feel like, no, you're still the old person that you used to be. You might be looking at this person like you're just running away and you don't even want to be involved with it. And you just want to act like you can just throw me away and move on and that's it, right? And both people have pros and have cons to the way that they're viewing the situation. They both have points, right? They both have points that need to be acknowledged in the situation, right? It's not all the way healthy to just look at just the sunset and not acknowledge that the trees are there, or the decisions are there, right? But it's also not healthy to only say, no, this is the only way that you can do it, and not see it from another person's perspective, right? Yeah. Oof. But this energy right here, this being so close to it energy and only seeing things from one certain way, is definitely giving you this askewed, or this blocked vision, right? Because the two of you are seeing things from such opposite perspectives, and you're not taking the time to see it from the other person's perspective, right? You're very much so both like, no, the way I'm handling is right, no, the way I'm handling is right, and you're both handling it in different ways, right? And that is causing this hang up between the two of you. And it's like, this person's like, I don't see how you can't see from my perspective, and you're like, I don't see how you can't see from my perspective. And that's what's causing the hang up here, right? Let's get more into your energy. Yeah, I really feel like you need to, whoever this person is that has a lot of anger, I really, really, really feel like you need to address some of those emotions. You could be running away from your emotions and being like, no, I'm over it, I don't care, it doesn't matter. And it's giving me a very much so like your emotions are blinding you. Kind of, yeah, look, addict, right? Helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior, and compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Exactly, right? It's like, no, no, right? And you could have been really made to feel this way, because with this warrior right here, you could it's given me very, all my life I had to fight. And I'm not trying to make fun of you when I say that, but it is giving me very much so like I have always had to my anger has always been something that I have used to help me to not be, these walls that I put up around myself have protected me. And this other person is like, your walls that you put up stop me from getting in, and stop me from seeing the real you. And I'm just like checking out of this, right? And you're like, well, my walls have always protected me. And spirit is saying it's a bit of both. Your walls have always protected you, but your walls have also kept other people at bay, even other people that were really trying to get in and trying to really help you. So it is really a bit of both. And for this person might have been too open and too ready for attachment, and then got very hurt when you wouldn't let down those walls, so they ran away. And now they're just kind of like, okay, whatever, you don't want it, I'm just. And that's not exactly the most healthy way to handle the situation either, right? This person could have gave you more time, right? And you could have tried harder to let down these walls, right? Or you could have done a little bit more work inside of you to address the anger issues and address the things, and to not, in your own way, you were running away from addressing. You've just been like, no, these walls make me strong. But to this other person, it's felt cold, and they felt locked out, and they felt like you wouldn't let them in. And so in a way, although you were just trying to protect yourself, in doing that, you left this other person out in the cold, right? You're like, well, I was protecting myself. And this other person is like, I'm trying really hard to get inside with you, but you're leaving me outside to freeze. Like, I'm going to have to go. right? And then you got very hurt for being like, well, why didn't you stick around and wait outside the wall until I felt like I was ready to let you in? And when this other person was like, if I would have stayed outside waiting outside your walls, I would have frozen. You know, they're showing me very much so the Five of Pentacles card, where it's like the people locked outside of the building in the snow, and they're just very much so like, did you want me to freeze? Did you want me to just sit there freeze to death, waiting for you to be like, okay, now that you're frozen to death, I can see that you are really that you're really you know, that I can trust you because you put your life on the line to wait outside until I was ready to let my walls down. Well, that's not fair for either one of you, right? That's not fair for this person, for you to freeze them out and for you to throw them to the side and put them to this test. Like, if I just keep pushing you away and pushing you away and pushing you away and pushing you away and pushing you away, and you still keep coming to me, then I know that you actually really want it. Well, that's not right, because that's creating codependency in that other person, right? Chase me, chase me, chase me, chase me, chase me, right? That's codependent. That's not right for this other person either. That's creating a codependent need, right? To chase and run after and rescue, and you're, you know, I will be understanding that you have these walls because you got so hurt, and I understand it, and I understand it, but at some point you have to, you're gonna let down the walls, right? You're gonna let down the walls, right? You're gonna let down the walls, right? And you're like, maybe. And they're like, okay, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna go and find somebody who will let down their walls. And then you're very much so hurt that this person didn't just stay around for almost freezing to death, waiting for them to, you know, losing toes and losing limbs, and then you're like, oh, I guess you're really committed to this. Okay, I'll let you in. And I'm not saying that I don't understand, right? Because we've all created these walls around our situation to help save us. And I'm not saying that you haven't been through some stuff that really in the past, having those walls up were what you needed to do. They were a defense mechanism that really helped you, right? But in a way, they also hurt you, right? Having that defense is good, but then also keeping that defense up and keeping that wall up around everybody, keeping that wall constantly around you, makes other people feel like you don't really trust them and like they're not worth your trust, right? And it pushes people away, right? Because it pushes not good people away, along with good people who want to be there for you and want to support you and want to care for you. It does both. And in the past, you might have been like, well, you know what? Oh well, you know, if somebody won't just stand there freezing outside my walls, then they don't really care about me. And that's not true. That's not true either. Yes, this person can give you, right? Look, that warrior energy ended up right on the back, right? Yes, that person, that, you know, but it is a codependent thing to expect somebody to just fight and 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 constantly prove their loyalty to you. You should sacrifice yourself and sacrifice your self-worth and sacrifice your own emotions to prove to me again and again and again and again and again that you really do love me. With that. So yeah, the sacrifice that you really do love me, that you really do care about me, and that's a type of codependency as well. So that doesn't work as well. But I understand how you might feel hurt, because in your position, you were like, I'm just protecting myself. I'm just making this person, you know, I'm just waiting until this person proves to me, you know, that they deserve to get into my walls. But it's like, you know, it's, make people wait way too long, right? To the point where you're like, you've convinced yourself, like I've said before, you know, that if somebody won't just continuously wait outside your walls for as long as you want them to, you know, in a way, you know. Okay, where did that go? Oh my goodness. Queen, okay. Radiates the regal feminine, uses her benevolent authority to protect others. Okay. So for some of you, you might have kids. So you're like, no, like I make you wait and wait and wait and wait and wait because I have other people that I have to protect, as well, as far as that goes. Okay. And I can totally be understanding of that. But you also might be like it also might be a situation here where, like, my mom has been single for a very long time, and when I have brought up to her, like, hey, like, I'm not trying to push you to this, but hey, why didn't you ever start dating again? Why didn't you ever get out there? And she was like, well, I was trying to protect you, you know? But there have been times when I have gotten to, like, when me and my mom have gotten into an argument or with a disagreement about certain things. And then um, she has used that as like a thing, like, well, the reason I don't have anybody or I struggle is because I stayed single for you, right? And it turned into kind of like this, like I didn't ask you to stay single. In fact, I've always asked you to go, so I mean that's between me and her and our own thing. But I definitely feel like with this root energy right here, I definitely feel like you need, and with these like tree branches, right? It's like you need to work on your root chakra energy of feeling safe, of feeling connected, of feeling that foundation within yourself as well, okay? So that you can create a safe space. Because I feel like whether or not this is your parents or whether or not it's past relationships have really given you this energy of, no, I need to protect myself at all costs. Everyone has to stay away and nobody, no, no, no. And if you can't understand that, oh well, bye. But it's not just, oh well, bye. It's, oh well, you're a terrible person, goodbye, right? And that's not always the case either as well. Even good people will only push up against a wall for so long before they'll be like, okay, well, you got issues or you have traumas that you need to heal, right? And that might even be like a triggering thing for you when you're like, that might be a triggering thing for you where you're like, well, I have these walls for a reason because in the past I got hurt. That's why I have these walls now. But it is going to have to be a part of your healing process to allow this energy, right? To allow this energy to come into your, allow other energies to come into your life. Shadow attributes becomes arrogant when authority is challenged, controlling, and demanding. Exactly, right? So the other side, there are two sides of the coin. One side of it is it protects me. The other side of it is it can come off as, demanding and controlling of a particular situation, right? Of a particular situation. It can come off where you have control issues. Yes, you might have those control issues because in the past you were hurt, but that doesn't mean it's, that the control issues aren't still a problem, right? Definitely. I feel like you would really benefit from doing a lot of root chakra work, of creating safe spaces and creating space for yourself to heal and be willing to allow people, to allow that even exchange to happen, right? To work on your discernment to the fact where discernment is not just about keeping people away, it's also about having the discernment to say, okay, no, this person's okay to let in, right? But it's not about continuously making them jump through hoops to prove that they deserve that, right? Yeah. Child orphan. Look at that energy, right? Definitely. Light attributes of independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Shadow attributes, feelings of abandonment that stifle maturing, seeking an appropriate surrogate family. So yeah, I feel like in the past, perhaps maybe it's created the sense of the sense of conquering it and this like really fierce independence, and that's positive, but it can also, that independence can also push people away. And in the past you might have been like, well, if you can't handle my independence, you must not, it's not, no, it's not good for people to need you, right? But it's okay for people to want to be around you, or to say I am stronger when I get the assistance of other people, right? And you might have had this feeling of having to go it along and having to be this warrior spirit for forever, which might have created a lot of um, resistance, or might have created a resentment. That's the word I'm looking for. Sorry. That's also what I was trying to say with this queen card too, is that with that energy that happened, which your story doesn't have to be exactly the same, but it can create a lot of resentment that's like, like my mom was kind of casting out that resentment of being alone in the past onto me, even though it wasn't my choice. It wasn't my choice. So it definitely can be this kind of a situation here where you're like, no, and people need to constantly prove themselves. They constantly need to prove themselves to me. They constantly need to jump through circles. They constantly need to stand outside that wall, no matter how long I hold it up. it can go up for years and years, and they should just fight against me, trying to push them over, trying to push them away the whole time. And that's not true either, right? It is true that people need to give you the time to let those walls down, but there has to be some kind of actual end date to those walls actually coming down and allowing other people inside your inner circle and allowing people in, because, you know, either way is too much, right? Either way is too much. And definitely even more with this, with the red energy, all of this root chakra energy that's happening here, right? And I really feel like with this blue energy that's happening here with this other person is very much so in like this throat chakra energy, right? With all of this blue. So this person needs to work on their throat chakra, and they need to work with this. With their, I think also feel like they're working with their heart chakra as well, and standing up for themselves and finding their way forward and finding, you know, and finding that. So instead of just walking off and being like, well, F you, I won't mess with you anymore. This person needs to be able to say, hey, I need you to let down your walls at some point. Is there an end date to this? You know, I need things too. What I need in this situation is important too. And that needs to be discussed, right? This person needs to put up healthy boundaries in the sense of that they need to say, hey, this is what I need out of a relationship. You know, if you're not ready to give that to me, release me, or I'm going to leave, or I'm going to let go. But it's like, give this person an opportunity to open up and say, hey, I feel this way because of this. And it creates a conversation if both parties are willing, right? And with this, all this red energy over here with this root chakra work, this person needs to find a way to feel more comforted and to feel less isolated, right? There's nothing wrong with being independent, but it's a type of independence that pushes people away. And it's not like, oh, my independence intimidates people. It's like, no, like you constantly have that sword up, constantly swinging it around, and there's only so much that there are only so many nicks that people are going to take, or cuts that they're going to take, before they're like, you know what, like, I get that you're mad or you're angry because somebody else hurt you in the past, but I'm not that person. How long are you going to punish me for somebody else hurting you? How long are you going to punish yourself for somebody else hurting you? You need to heal. Right? Both of these people need to heal. This was something that both of these people need to heal, which is why there is this big block here, right? Wow. Yeah, I really feel like there was a lot of anger on both sides of this. There was a lot of anger on both sides of this, right? And this prostitute card does keep showing on the bottom. So I definitely feel like there's this energy of feeling like you might sell out. Like, I don't know if if you feel like this person is selling out, or this person, or if you feel like, if this person feels like you're a sellout, or what exactly happening. But there's this sense here with this prostitute on the back of the deck where it's like, it's a sellout. Like, you're a sellout. Like, you're selling yourself for something else. If one of these energies, is a masculine in the male form, they might feel like the feminine energy here is like, oh, you're chasing after money, or you're chasing, they might feel like, oh, you left me to chase after somebody who has more money than I have. So in that way, you're like, nah, you're not running to go heal yourself. You're wanting to go be with somebody else that has more money than me. Right? And I really feel like if you are this person feeling this way, I would question the projection that you're putting out onto this person. Okay? I would definitely, because if you feel that way, it could be true, right? I don't know your particular situation. This is a general reading, right? But also I would say, if this, be careful and be mindful that you're not projecting this onto this person, because this seems like your own insecurities that you're projecting onto that person. I wasn't rich enough. I wasn't rich enough. I didn't have enough money. I didn't have a big enough house. I didn't have this. And that's why that person left me, right? When really this person was trying to say, it wasn't about the size of your house, or the size of your bank account or your wallet. It was the fact that you were starving me, like you were starving me. You were constantly making me just stand outside that wall while I was freezing to death, and I had to do something. I had to save myself. I had to get out of there, right? So that might be something that you might want to address, to dress, to make sure that you are not projecting your own insecurities onto other people. In this situation. Now, I can't 100% say, right? But if this person did leave you and now they're dating someone who has more money than you are, you know, I would say, I would ask yourself, was it, oh, this person was a gold digger and they left me to go be with somebody that had more money, which is possible, right? It is possible. Or are you making assumptions that that person did that based on the fact that the new person they're with just has more money, right? And it's really your own insecurities feeding off the fact that you didn't feel like. Is it possible that your insecurities of feeling like you weren't good enough for this person are a reason why you kept those walls up? Gossip. Yeah, I would also be aware of the fact that you might have some people that are saying certain things about it, and you know, be mindful of what you are feeding into truth, right? What you might be hearing in the grapevine, and how much truth you're actually hearing in that gossip or in those rumors, right? Yeah, because Ace of Swords here. Somebody here is lying to themselves, or somebody here is believing a lie. Okay. Either somebody got lied to, or somebody is believing a lie, and whatever this lie was, it made you like back off, or like sit back or be like, you know what, I'm not dealing with this. I really feel like Spirit is saying with this, also with this Four of Swords, they're saying, hey, take some time to really go inside of yourself and really check what you got going on here, because there are some things that you need to heal as well. With that Star card in reverse, I feel like you feel unseen, right? You feel with this child orphan, you feel kind of abandoned. And I really feel like this person leaving you really triggered your abandonment issues. And it triggered you to go, that person's a bad person. That person's a terrible person. Why wouldn't they do this? Why wouldn't they do that? And I really feel like this other person did the same thing. They were just like, that person's a terrible person. That person's a bad person. I have to leave. Look at this with the Devil card, right? I have to leave. I have to leave. I have to get out of here. Yeah. Spirit saying stop the back and forth. Stop the chaos. Stop the finger pointing. That's what's really going to help this situation, right? There is some chaos or some kind of back and forth, fighting that needs to be, that needs to be left. Leave these rough waters for calmer waters, right? There definitely is some devil energy. There definitely is some fears. There's some doubts. There's some shadow work that needs to be done here, right? That needs to be dropped here, because somebody here is giving into their lower impulses. Yeah. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Again, there needs to be a new beginning, right? The Full card here. There needs to be a new beginning. Yeah, I think both parties were being a little selfish, and were really just weren't seeing things from the other person's perspective. I think is a real, and that was on both sides. That was definitely on both sides here. There needs to be a new beginning, right? New beginnings need to happen all around here. And I really feel like this person over here, whether this is you or this is your person, whoever, let the energy resonate as it does for you. I really feel like this person is like, I don't see my new beginning. I feel like you need to ask yourself, are you really kind of, do you have jealous energy about this other person moving on and seeming like they're having a new beginning and they're trying to heal themselves, and you feel like you're not, or like you feel like you're stuck, right? Yeah, I really feel like Spirit is saying like it's really your mindset. Like you can look at this situation because you are really the truth is being illuminated to you, right? But it's about whether or not you allow yourself to see the positivity of things that are happening around you, right? The tower moments that you're going through, the separation between this person and everything that's happening is happening for a reason, right? And it's not happening just to punish you. It's not happening just because the world is a terrible place. It's happening because Spirit is trying to get you to subscribe to a different mindset, or they're trying to get you to see things from a different perspective here, right? There is something here where you either fed into a lie, or you fed into something that really doesn't resonate with your deep down, with your soul truth, right? And it could be this, right? It could be, I have my walls up for a reason. Oh well, that person doesn't care about me. It's because, you know, they don't want to sit there. They don't care about me. um, I also definitely, with that gossip card, I'm really feeling a strong, like somebody here was lied to about something. There was a situation here where, I don't know if it was your shadow self, you know, if you want to say it's the angel or the devil on your shoulder, whether or not it manifested in being an actual person here. Okay. But there definitely was this situation where lies were being fed around to cause a lot of tension in between these two people. Yeah, look at this. Empress in reverse. Again, that's twice. That's twice. Yeah, there were illusions here. There definitely were illusions here, right? This Empress in reverse, this not nurturing, not growing a situation, not being feeling not very fertile situation here. Now, this could be another person, or this could be an energy inside yourself as well, right? If you are if you are resonating on the masculine energy here more, you might want to. There might be some energy that you need. Might be some yin energy work that you need to do here, okay? Or some yang energy work, right? The masculine or the feminine. The yin being the feminine, or the masculine energy here. But there definitely was, and there. I'm gonna be honest with you. There could have been a very karmic energy around you, okay? That was feeding a lot of negativity, of negative in it energy into you, especially about this person. This person could have been a member of your family. Specifically, they could be married to a member of your family, okay? Or they could have married into your family, and they really don't like this person. They don't like this person. And so I really feel like they saw an opportunity, and they really kind of like dug that in, like, yeah, this is fucked up. Yeah, that's messed up. Yeah, this person doesn't care about you. If I was you, I'd just leave this person. Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think this had anything to do with you. I think that this other person really didn't like this other energy for other reasons outside of you. So that could work for, that could be what is working for some of you, or could be what's happening for some of you. Yeah, manifested. But I really feel like in general, um, it's like your thoughts manifested this karmic energy to really, it's kind of like a situation where you can feel, it's like when it's like, oh, I have a particular opinion, and it's like subconsciously you go to get to you're like, okay, I want a second opinion on this, but subconsciously you draw or you go to the person that you know is going to give you the same opinion, right? So it's like, but if so you have opinion, like, okay, I want an outside opinion on this, and you have two different friends. You know that one of your friends feels one way about it, and the other one feels a different way about it, which agrees more closely to how you feel about it, and you're choosing very purposely to go to the friend that you know is going to agree with you, right? Um, it's like knowing that, oh, I don't like this person, or I want to talk shit about that person. I'm going to choose to go to the person that I can always talk that shit to, because this person is going to feed into that, right? And they're not going to question me. They're not going to ask me, well, should you see it from their perspective? They're just going to go, yeah, fuck that bitch, right? And so it's kind of like, ask yourself, right? Like, what role were you playing in this as well? Like I said, and not saying that this other person didn't possibly do the same thing as well. That definitely could have happened on both sides of the energy. Yeah, there was definitely energy here that did not want the two of you to work out, or to make out, you know, to make up. Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. There was somebody here who was holding on to some kind of grudge. Okay. This person could be an earth sign. So a Virgo, Taurus, or a Capricorn person. Okay. But there definitely could be a feminine energy here. Specifically an earth sign energy that was really holding a grudge, that was really holding on to a grudge, or holding on to something. Like, this person benefited, right? This person benefited from telling you, no, don't go be with that person, or no, don't make up with that person, or no, don't make amends with that person, because it benefited them. Like, you holding back this coin, or you holding on to this, really benefited this other person. And whether or not this had anything to do with the other person, or if this person was just like, yes, feel like I do about this situation, you know, feel like I do about this situation, feel like I would feel about this situation, right? So it's like going to that exact person that would give you that that really limiting, or that because you were angry. It's like, I was angry, I'm mad, so I'm going to go to that person that's going to feed into the anger instead of the person that might feed into you being like, hey, like maybe you should see it from their perspective. Maybe you should, maybe you should, let go or find a healthy release to some of this anger, because at that moment you might have just been like, no, fuck that. Why can't you just agree with me? You went to the person, or went to that source, was going to be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And you're like, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. I knew I was right. And then you stuck to that, right? And then you stuck to that. Like, I knew I was right. I knew I was right. Kind of energy. And not saying that most people do this, okay? So you're not any different than, yeah. But Hierophant in reverse. Whoever this was, okay, first off, this person gave you some kind of false advice, okay? This person did not give you the advice that if you had talked to spirit, they would have given you, okay? And also, this person was wearing a mask. This person very much so had an ulterior motive, or this person represented you not, but like, this person was invested in you and maintaining the status quo of the relationship that you had, which was of the relationship that the two of you had, right? So this person either was like a yes person, like if you were like, I hate cucumbers, this person would be like, yeah, me too, fuck cucumbers, even though they just knew they ate cucumbers for salad, and they're like, actually cucumbers are delicious, but they're just gonna say, yeah, fuck cucumbers, because fuck cucumbers. And they're like, I'm gonna go home and eat a whole fucking cucumber tonight after I go home, but yeah, while I'm in front of you, yeah, fuck cucumbers. I don't know why they gave me that thing, but it's kind of like that situation there. Either that this is a yes person, or subconsciously you very much so went to the person that would feed into the answer you knew you would want to hear, right? So your ego was like, go to this person. They're gonna. But I really feel like even beyond that, this person definitely had an alternative motive that you were unaware of. This person definitely felt like they would benefit from either you staying angry and not working with this person, or this person's definitely a karmic energy in your life, okay? So not only this person fed into the karmic energy that already was inside of you, right? Your karmic energy of, no, I'm right, this is the way that it is. No, I have these walls up for a reason, that's the way that it is. And then you went to a person that very much so mirrored that energy right back to you, which gave your position validity. Like, no, that person's fucked up. That person doesn't see from your side. I totally see from your side. That's the only way to see it. That's the only way. That's the only way. How could anybody see it from a different perspective? That's clearly the only way to know how to do it. Like seriously, like, yo, like slobbing on it so hard. But that's just the energy, whether or not it was that kind of energy for you, or whether or not it was like, it was kind of like where this person just mirrored that I don't want to call it toxic, but this codependent energy inside of you. You had a person that very much so, led you astray, very much so on purpose, right? Because this person either genuinely believes that way inside of themselves as well, right? So they mirror that toxic energy, or they mirror that karmic or that codependent energy back to you. So they genuinely believe this, or they were just like a yes person that was like, yeah, totally, because they had ulterior motives to either they didn't like this person, but it is giving me, it's like, it's like you and a friend, or like you and somebody, say, I don't know, you and Sarah got in a fight, right? And you're like, oh, Sarah's just getting on my nerves so much right now, I can't believe this. And you're like, I just gotta go talk to somebody about this because it's messed up. Are you gonna go talk to Amber, who hates Sarah too? Are you gonna go talk to Melody, who's really good friends with Sarah? You're gonna go talk to Amber. You're gonna go talk to Amber. You're gonna go talk to the person that's like, yeah, Kiki, let's all shit on Sarah right now, right? Like, so it's given me that kind of impression. It's given me that. But this person very much so was playing a very big karmic energy in your life. Yeah, and Spirit is saying you need to face these fears, or need to face this guilt, or something, that whatever it is that you're feeling in this situation now, this mindset that you've had is yeah, it's taking away your passion. It's blocking you from having a brand new passionate beginning. You really want to have this other person in your life, but there's something really, yeah, exactly. You want a brand new beginning, the Fool card, right? That's what you want. You want this brand new beginning with this person, but yeah, your past choices or your past actions or your refusal to see things from a different direction, as well as this person's refusal to see things from your perspective as well. So that in a way, you guys heavily, heavily, heavily mirrored that energy back and forth to each other, right? Like I said, it was very much so, no, you, no, you, no, you, no, you, no, you, no, you, even though both of you had even both of you were coming from karmic mindsets, or coming from things that really weren't the healthiest place, as well as valid points. Both of you had both, right? But yeah, there was kind of this bully energy, right? You see that? There was definitely this kind of bully energy where you went to a person that really big up to you having a big problem with this person, right? And now you might be in a situation where you're like, no, they told me I was right to stay mad. And now you're kind of like, was I right to stay mad? Maybe I shouldn't have stayed as mad as I thought. You know? Yeah. Mediator. Look at that. There was definitely this mediator energy between the two of you. There was a third party energy that was in between the two of you. For some of you, it definitely was an actual person for some of you. And for some of you, it was simply just this warrior. No, I'm right. No, no, I am this way for a reason. And you are this way for a reason. But I really feel like this person was challenging you to see things from a different perspective, or spirit was challenging you to really see and take a different direction in this argument or in this particular situation, but you chose not to. You chose to not challenge the way you have always handled things in the past, and to stick with it, right? And you really aligned yourself here with your fears, or with with your anger, with your fears, right? And it misguided you. It was a false leader, right? Your ego misguided you, and that's just the truth. This other person's ego misguided them as well, right? In this situation, you both could have definitely handled this situation in a much better way. And I feel like both of your spirit guides are trying to come in and mediate this, and kind of realign this, but you're both going to have to do that self work before any kind of realignment can happen here, right? Negotiating with the ulterior motive or hidden agenda, either personally or professionally. Exactly, right? So be mindful of who you go to bitch to. Be mindful of who you vent to. Be mindful of your particular motives, and who you're choosing. Not just that other person's particular motives, but also your particular motives in choosing why you're going to a certain person to vent to them, right? What is the ulterior motive that your ego has in this situation as well, right? All right. So with this athlete on the back, I'm hearing like get moving, get to finding more creative ways. If you do notice that you have these like very aggressive or these anger issues inside of you, you might have a really strong like Mars placement in your chart. Okay. You might have like Jupiter and Mars or something like that, or Mercury and Mars is what I was hearing too. So you might really feel like, no, I have this really aggressive, passionate energy that I need to get out. And maybe you need to find more creative ways to get it out. Maybe you need to find more athletic body movement ways. Like instead of immediately making a decision, maybe you should like go for a run first, right? Like go for a run, go clean your whole, like if it kind of like calms your mind down, go like clean your house, go like scrub something, go for a run, pull out the punching bag and punch out something. Or I also saw the scribe card, write a letter out, write an angry letter, and get all the bullshit out that you would want to say, and blah 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 blah, and then be like, and then burn it, right? Or let it go, burn out that energy, and then have a discussion with somebody. Have that moment where you step back and you're not immediately reacting out of anger or reacting out of your trigger place, but when you step back, this is for both of you, right? Where you step back and go, okay, right? Because I feel like you reacted very much so out of your anger energy, and this other person reacted very much so out of pain, hurt energy. Like you very much so hurt me, and you're like, so you very much so triggered my anger and triggered my hurt as well, because underneath both of those, right, underneath anger is always pain, right? Or fear. and underneath fear, underneath pain is usually fear, right? Fear that that pain will happen again. So we get angry, or so we get overly defensive, right? So I definitely feel like that happened between the both of you. Yes. Hello. Liberator. Okay. Both of you need to liberate yourself from this karmic cycle that you are stuck in this whole, I'm going to put walls up. I'm going to overly attach and then allow somebody putting their walls up to hurt me. Both of you need to free yourself, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs, releasing negative thought patterns, just period. Okay. Be mindful of the people that you vent to. Be mindful of the people that you let stand in between you and another person. Okay. Also, liberate yourself from these negative thought patterns, and liberate yourself from the negative thought pattern of going to people who really aren't giving you the best advice either. Right. Be your own mediators, or let spirit be your mediator. Victim. Also, both of you need to get out of any kind of victim mentality that you have, right? That's both of you. I got victimized because this person, I felt rejected, and I felt victimized because this person wouldn't let down their walls, so I rejected them. This person, I have up walls because I've been hurt in the past, and then this person wouldn't just stand outside my walls. I feel rejected. Pain, pain, pain. You're both feeling triggered and hurt by each other's rejections of each other, right? Because you're both hurting each other and causing this pain and causing this rejection in different ways, from different sides of the perspective, for different perspectives, but in different sides of the spectrum. But there's both pain on both sides, and there's both guilt on both sides, right? Definitely. Prevents a victim, light attribute, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. Shadow attributes, play the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. Look at that. Inability to maintain personal boundaries. Okay, spirit is definitely telling both of y'all. Okay, this is both of you. This is good. This is good for both of y'all. Okay, not just you, right? I'm not just trying to light you up. I feel, I definitely feel like because you're here, your spirit guides are speaking very much so through me and being like, you need to work on your personal stuff too. Woo, your reading was so long. Wow. I mean, I could tell that it was going to be a lot, that we had to work through a lot. I really appreciate if you've stayed all the way through this, right? To get the advice and get everything that you needed. I really appreciate you, especially because from some of the stuff that was said earlier in the situation, right? So I definitely feel like both of you are trying to move outside of this situation and trying to move out of it. You're just choosing very different ways to move out of it. But I definitely feel like this very much so feels like a karmic situation here for both of you. Both of you feel like you are a karmic energy to each other in a way or an activation energy where the two of you came together, triggered each other. And in this separation, the two of you are really working through a lot of the issues that are really being asked to work through a lot of your own issues, a lot of your own triggers, a lot of your own toxicity, a lot of your own limiting beliefs, right? In the absence of each other, and you were just, I feel, well, you both got in the angry stage, you both got in the sad stage, you both got in the I'm the victim stage, definitely. I'm the victim stage. They hurt me. And this other person was like, no, I'm the victim. You hurt me. And you both were claiming that energy very much so, right? This other person was perhaps maybe looking to you, looking a little bit too much to you to be needed or to be wanted or to be filled up with an energy of, oh, you need me. You're hurt. You need me to fix you, or you need me to heal you, or you need me and I need to nurse you back to health and care. But I want that back, right? And that was unfair for them to put that pressure onto you to be that for them, right? That's something that that's a healthy attachment style that this person needs to work on. And very much so you needed to work on one, not attracting these people, right? Because it very much so felt like you were very much so like very attracted to people who have unhealthy attachment styles. And then when they come in, you're like, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. And then when they leave you, you find yourself being a victim again, right? Now I feel victimized. You're victimizing yourself by attracting, right? This person is victimizing themselves or putting themselves in very karmic situations by running after emotionally unavailable people, right? And you are very much so victimizing, or you very much so putting yourself in those karmic situations by attracting people who are too overly emotional attached, right? because the two of you were actually, your energies are so opposite, they repel each other, right? So every time you come together, it's and you repel each other, and then you come back together and you repel each other, right? And that's that karmic cycle, karmic cycle, right? And you might feel like, damn, like, why do I always attract this person? I feel like you and this person both feel like, damn, I always attract those people that act the same way. Like, why the hell? What the hell? Why are all the people out there why are all those guys out there fuck boys, and they all hurt me, and none of them want to appreciate me, and none of them want to help me? Why are all these girls so needy? Why do they want me? Why are they constantly on my dick? Or why are they constantly, trying to be up in my pee, in my pussy? Like, what the hell is happening here, right? Like, ew. And I feel like both of you definitely came into each other's lives as a situation to highlight, to shine that light that both of you have these issues that you need to focus on and that you need to fix. And I definitely feel like getting into your body and getting into that Midas, like that Midas energy, is going to help both of you. Getting into that abundant, healthy energy is going to help both of you. Getting into your body and grounding yourself and really working on that personal development. Yeah, dedication to transcending physical limitations, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. Like, period. Both of you drew each other into your lives. So you're very much so karmic soulmates in the fact that you drew each other into your lives, okay? To really trigger those. I really need to work on this. Hey, I really need to work on this. That's why you guys were such opposites, right? Because you drew that in. So you can take the opportunity to blame that other person and say, well, it's just that other person's fault. It's all women's fault. It's all men's fault. Or you can take some accountability to your own actions and to your own people that you end up, because we draw in the energies that we radiate ourselves. And we have to take accountability for that, right? If we see ourselves as a victim, we will constantly be pulling people into our energy that make us feel like a victim, right? That try to victimize us. Now, that other person, especially if they try to put hands on you, or if they go over your, personal boundaries in very inappropriate or illegal ways, that person is always responsible for those actions, right? But we are also responsible for working on ourselves so that we don't keep attracting these same people into our lives, right? So that we say, no, I have healthy boundaries in the sense of, yes, I have those boundaries up to protect myself until I see that you're worth being in my boundaries, then I'll let you in, right? And the same for this other person. Yeah. So development of personal willpower and strength of spirit. Absolutely. Yeah. Both of you. Definitely. All right, you guys. Well, that's what I have. This was a super long reading, so I really appreciate if you've been here all the way to the end. Either way, you listen to as much as you need to listen to. You're welcome to listen to any of my readings. I know that I give very long readings. You're welcome to listen to my reading in chunks, or listen to as much as you have the time for, and then come back later and watch it and watch more of it later, or however else you're being guided to work that out here. Okay, so definitely. I definitely feel like you and this person here for pile 2 were definitely supposed to be some really big like energies of learning and having that learning your strength of your own character. Okay, so both of you, I feel like, are definitely on a path here of realizing and learning the lessons. Okay, so definitely, absolutely, absolutely. Should I say that, Spirit? Okay, also they're really telling me that if you identify with being a more masculine energy, especially if you identify being a masculine energy that has manifested inside a male body, okay? They're showing me this skit from, is it who is that? Is it Kevin Hart, or is it, I think it's Kevin Hart. I don't know, it's been so long since I watched it. Or is it Cat Williams? It's either Kevin Hart or Cat Williams. When it was like, men will allow their private parts to get them in really messed up positions. Like, before you go and try to hit on a woman, go to the bathroom and like masturbate, and then go outside and see if you were just as attracted to her as you were. I'm sorry, I can't. But it's kind of like a situation like that. Like, your private parts might get you. Also, if you're a woman, if you're a man, woman, whatever you identify as, right? Don't let loneliness get you attracted or get you attached to people, right? who really don't serve you and who really don't suit you well. So before you say something, if you feel like arguing with somebody, I would say go for a run, go for a jog, write out an angry letter, right? Get out the punching bag and don't punch walls or things like that, or go to the gym, go for a run, get your body an exercise, try to get out, get some exercise in, get a really intense exercise workout in, and then post that. See now how you really feel. Do you feel more hyped? Do you still feel like you want to go punch that person, or you want to argue with that person? Or has it is getting out some of that extra energy that you have really putting you in a place where you're like, okay, I can actually really think about this now? Let me put a pause. Let me put a pause on this before I just react. Let me learn how to respond instead of just react. And then also, you might be a little fast and loose. This is not any kind of judgment on you. You also might be a little fast and loose because you put up those walls, and you might jump to the other side and be a little fast and loose with your sexual energy as well, where like you'll just be like, no, 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 no. And then finally you're like, I'm tired of this. And you'll just be like, you, and grab that person and hold on to them for a while, right? And then you're like, God, this is so toxic. I have to let go of it after a while, right? So be mindful of doing things like that as well, right? Be mindful of the lessons that the type of people that we are attracting into our lives are trying to teach us, right? Yeah. Well, I gotta go. I talked so much during your reading. I'm a talker, but this was a lot. Okay, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Gosh, your reading is like almost like this reading is way so anyway. Thank you so much for being here. Like it if you like the content. Comment down below if you really enjoyed it or it really resonated with you. Let me know. Okay, I broke out in a sweat trying to read these cards for you. Okay. And if you forgot to watch any other piles in this reading or any other of my readings, please do so. Also, thank you in advance. But if you feel called to dip or donate to the channel, the information for that is in the description box down below. If you are interested in any of the cards that I use in this reading or any other reading, they are also listed all the way down in the bottom of the description box as below. As well as my email or contact information to reach out to me if you are interested in getting a personal reading, right? To getting a personal reading or any kind of spirit guidance, okay, that I offer. Thank you so very much, and I will see you lovelies in the next one, okay? Bye.